What's going on, guys? This is Burris here to talk to you today about the Outdoor Research Filament Sweater Quarter Zip. Some might call it a jacket, but I put it in the sweater category. This is definitely something that uses new technology and new fabrics. The fabric that's used on the outside and the inside is a Pertex Quantum. It's actually a 10 denier, so it's really lightweight, really thin. There can be some drawbacks to that, but it really keeps the moisture out from the down because this is not treated down. So if it were to get wet, it will not keep you warm. So that's one downside to the jacket. But then the other question I have is, for the $225 price tag, is something like this Sierra design. This is what they call their down sweater, dry down sweater, that has treated down so it can get wet and still keep you warm. This is around $140. So I guess the main question today is this Outdoor Research Filament sweater, worth the money, worth the investment that you're going to put into purchasing it? It fits nice, the fabric's really great, it's amazingly lightweight, but is it worth the money? That's what we're going to talk about today. So now let's take a closer look. All right, so let's take a closer look at this Outdoor Research Filament Pullover jacket, or sweater, or whatever you want to call it. Some people call it sweater, some people call it jacket. Let's look at some of the things I do like. The pulls. I do like the pulls, and the fact that you can have a little bit of a purchase on the pulls. I do like that. I also like that these are actually YKK, and they have like a little garage, as people call it, up here to put the so it sheds moisture from getting in there. On the top here, having a beard, and in the past having a larger beard, having the ability to have something that goes over the zipper is a huge plus for me. So when I don't see that on a jacket, I usually don't purchase it. As far as the fabric goes, I've really been impressed with this 10D Pertex Quantum fabric. It sheds moisture. It's amazingly lightweight. You don't even realize that you have this jacket in your pack, or you're even wearing it, because it's so lightweight. So as far as that goes, the fabric used is really exceptional. And I'll get a closer up look at this fabric here for you. Hopefully that'll gather the details. I don't know if it will, because it kind of shines in the light, and the color itself is very loud, so you might not be able to catch that. But the one thing I have seen with this jacket is it's not as warm as I anticipated it to be. And in the past I've used this over here, the Sierra design sweater, which actually has the same rating. It has 800 fill power down, as well as this Outdoor Research Filament has 800 fill power down. But you can just feel that there's a little more down in this jacket than there is in this one. So the one thing I'd really like to see them do is maybe create another jacket, or in this one, just put a little bit more down in it to make it down, to a little bit colder temperatures. On a 25-degree night, I think it was 25 degrees one night, I threw this on and I was thinking, all right, this is definitely going to really keep me warm and cozy. I put it on. It kept me rather warm, but there were definitely moments where I wasn't as warm as, when I've used like the Sierra Designs sweater jacket in the past. I've used that, I use this, I throw it on, and instantly, I'm definitely warm. I've used the dry down technology that Sierra Designs have in sleeping bags of theirs in the past, and have always been impressed. And I'm impressed with this jacket as well, this sweater. This is my first experience with Outdoor Research with their down. It might just be the amount that they put in each pocket. You can kind of see, when you put some light to it, you can kind of see, that there isn't really too much. You probably can't pick that up on camera, but there isn't really too much in each pocket. So I'd like to see a little more down added to it. When you look at the wrist straps here, or the wrist cuffs, it's just normal as far as any wrist cuffs. It has like a little, I believe it's nylon, around here it's elastic. So it's kind of normal. On the inside, it is a nice fabric. It's real nice and soft. So when you put it on, it's definitely going to be luxurious. When you come down at the bottom, I think this feature is awesome, because when you're in cold weather, the last thing you want to do is have wind and wind get up through the back or the front. So you can actually pull this down and cinch it down so you don't have any wind or anything like that coming into your jacket, or this sweater. As far as the construction honestly is perfect though. I mean, you can look at all of these stitch marks. They're straight. There's nothing crazy going on as far as the stitching. It is top-notch stitching, and top-notch construction. My main question is, is this worth $200 some to get that different fabric, or could I use something like the Sierra Designs, which is honestly I think $100 less. It's a little bit heavier obviously, but you know, it's really not, this is also lightweight in and of itself, but you know, is it worth that $100 to have that different you know, 10D fabric on the outside? In my opinion, it's really not, you know, and I can't see justifying that when looking at something I already have, comparing it. I can't justify that difference in cost. So, you know, either they would, you know, if they could add some down to this product or create another product called the, you know, extra warm or whatever you want to call it, version, or come down in price some, because I think to keep competitive with the market, you know, for this, you know, it's a great, you know, sweater, but you know, it's just not as warm as I anticipated it, and it hasn't really fit into, you know, where I wanted it to be, which is that insulation for the winter. So honestly, this is more something I use and will use in the fall and the springtime, but for the winter time, as far as a mid layer, maybe when hiking or something like that, you know, it'll work in that. But if you really want something to keep you warm, throw a shell over the top, you know, put a fleece underneath of it and keep really warm in the winter, and you want to go lightweight, I don't think this is going to do that for you. So I think if you put this in the right situation, it'll work for you, but just pure winter and keeping warm, I don't see this filling that spot. You know, one of the things Outdoor Research, you know, uses it for in their marketing is on the ski slopes, in that kind of situation. I think it worked great in that situation. But going backpacking and having one piece that is super versatile and is super warm, this piece just doesn't fit that for me. You know, where this is really going to shine and where you're probably going to use it is when you're more active. So this would be something that I would use, you know, if you really want to use it in the winter time, you're going to have to pack something else for stationary. So when you reach camp, at nighttime, maybe during breaks throughout the day, but you know, this is where it's going to shine, is where you use it while you're hiking, while you're skiing, etc. While you're already doing something that's going to get your body temperature up a little bit. This would definitely be great in that situation. It's where I found that it works the best. But if you're looking for something more in a static, stationary state, it's going to keep you warm in the winter when you're backpacking and you reach camp. This isn't going to be that type of product for that situation. So if you want to go out there and spend $200, $225 for this, and you really like the material and you have that money to spend, you know, maybe this is something for you. But you know, having something like I do with the Sierra Designs over here, I just can't, you know, I can't see spending that money when there is an option out there that's warmer. It's a little bit heavier, but the construction is just as good. And you know, just because it uses a different fabric on the outside, which is just a little bit more heavyweight, I just can't justify the cost. So hopefully that was a helpful review for you guys. If you're looking for, you know, if you see this Outdoor Research out there that has this, you know, doing this new 10D Pertex Quantum fabric, the fabric's great, but as far as the cost, I don't think it's worth the money currently, and I think they could definitely adjust the money to come down a little bit on the price. So if you guys have any questions or anything, go ahead and let me know. If you guys have this Outdoor Research filament pullover, go ahead and put a comment down below, or better yet, make a video about it. And until next time, later. I also changed clothes so it doesn't look like I did like 50 of these in a row.